We are live.
I'm going to jump on the Facebook page and share this as well. Or
kind of a surprise live feed.
are you on your page or are you on the MoYak page?
Me?
Yeah, it's a live feed on your page.
I haven't done anything yet. We got Danny Johnson with us.
Danny, what's up, dude?
Dang, my chickens are loud, aren't they?
They are, man. They've been chirping all night.
Shoot. Turn my mic down a little.
Well, as the guys jump on here, why don't we just go ahead and get right into it, Josh? We're just gonna go through bull shoals, the march online, go through April online, talk about Table Rock just a little bit, and then we'll talk about the All-American as well, and then wherever else this road leads. First and foremost, Josh, man, great job of putting on the event at Bull Shoals, man. That was a blast.
Thanks. I can't believe we had that many people show up. That was a big one. Good payout too. And congratulations to Lance for his first victory.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. Well, let's talk about Bull Shoals, and what do we have? 103 anglers for Bull Shoals, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Let me see if I can bring it up here real quick. There we go. How's that? We got we got 103 anglers.
Well, let's go through and just recap our top five. In that fifth spot, Jeff Hook, heck of a stick, usually known for fishing Truman out of Clinton, Missouri. He had 84.5 inches, just a good showing for a first tournament. There in that fourth spot, Mr. Lance Burris, just another solid angler from Missouri. Yeah, it seems like he represents himself well here and away from home.
Yep.
And then our top three, man. Tell us about the top three.
Yeah, Larry Lee. He's getting this figured out. He's showing that he can hang with the big dogs. He put up 87 3/4 inches and took home some money. Great job by Larry, as well as Jay Arnold as well, 89 and 3/4. So, I mean, those two guys are some guys to look out for this year for sure. And then our winner, Jason Yasnitsky, I believe he's out of Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. So he had a great day on the water. That's over a 3-inch victory, so that's pretty solid.
Yeah, it was. I actually met him at the Taney 20 while I was out there hanging out, and I watched him fish, and he fished about a 100-yard stretch and just beat it to death. You can just tell he's one of those guys that is very, very thorough when he fishes. I mean, And I don't know how he did it at Bull Shoals, but I mean, you can tell he's had something figured out.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of cool too, seeing the new fish counter on Tourney X2, like right here where it shows you, they caught 13 fish each that were submitted, 7 fish here. That's kind of cool to see. That may not be the total fish they caught, but that's how many they submitted to Tourney X. So I like that new feature that Tourney X has got going on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see, how many fish guys, got into, whether, they were able to cull right away or if they had to go through quite a few fish to get, their score.
Yeah, and Larry Lee, he would have had big bass too if he'd gotten in on big bass, but he didn't get in on it. So that's no good. That's why you always get in on big bass pot. If you don't sign up for the big bass pot, you're going to catch a giant. It happens every time.
Yeah. Jason and Jeremy Mitchell, they finished that #1 spot on the team trail. Active Duty, pretty catchy name. But that Jason's solid score is really what put him up there. Jeremy still had almost 80 inches, which it's a good day on the water, but that 93 inches is hard to beat.
Yep, it is. I mean, that propelled him up. Mitchell, he still had a good score of 81.5. And then that puts them up on top for the team trail so far this year. And also, I want to make sure to remind everybody that you need to submit your photos to the team trail tournament and the trail tournament. There's some guys that didn't get them both in, and it cost them some angler gear points on the team side. So make sure when you go to submit that photo of your fish, it'll give you the option to click on what tournament you want to enter that fish in, and you can select multiple at once. If you're in the online, click on the online. If you're in, like Bull Shoals, click Bull Shoals. If you're on the team trail, click Bull Team. All 3 of those will light up like green, I think. And then once you submit that photo, it immediately goes to all 3 tournaments. But you need to make sure you get them all submitted if you're in multiple events.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet that you can go through and select which tournament you want to host to.
You can do it individually too. If you want to sign into your Tourney X account and go submit a photo to the trail, and then go back out and click on team trail and submit a photo, it's the same photo. You can do it individually, but it's a pain. I mean, it takes longer. It's also longer to judge too. If you select a photo and enter it to multiple tournaments at once, the judge can also judge that fish for all 3 tournaments at once. If you submit it manually, that judge has got to manually okay it for this tournament. Then he's got to go into this tournament and manually okay it. So he's got to judge that same fish 3 times. So it's in the best interest of the angler and in mine too, as a judge, to, make sure you get them all submitted multiple at once.
Oh, but absolutely. As an angler, whatever you can do to help that person judging the event, I mean, it's better. You're better off just for yourself.
Yeah, and if you do it, then you don't have to worry about doing it multiple times yourself, which can lead to you forgetting to get something submitted, or maybe you miss a fish, you lose track of what you got submitted.
Well, let's jump over. You know what? We just finished up March, and the March online. It's just wild. I thought last year, it was crazy having these 100-inch bags, and now it seems like if you don't have 100 inches, you're probably not cashing a check.
Yeah, it's the hunt for them 20 inchers is what it is.
Yeah. Josh, does it surprise you, that many guys finding 20-inch fish, that 5, 20-inch fish, maybe, a larger, 21, 22, and then a 19. Does that surprise you in these monthlies?
No, no, it really doesn't. I mean, if you spend all month going out and you're hitting the water pretty hard, you really just need those 520s. You need a 20-inch fish. Go out and fish. You could fish for a week, and all you need is 1 over 20. Or, you repeat that process. At least that's the way I approached online. So when I fished them, is you got to hunt them 20-plussers. And so in Missouri, in the Ozarks, it is possible to catch, 5 fish over 20 inches in 1 month. It's a good month. I mean, that's a good month, but still, it's not like it's an impossible task. You just got to get out there and find the water. The secret is getting into areas that nobody may know about, maybe not fished before. Some local Missouri Department of Conservation access ponds that might not have boat ramps that only kayakers can get into. Find them secret hidden gems. That's where the monsters live. I know in this area there's some strip pits where boats can't get into. They've got some big bass in them. So the rivers, there's good fish on the rivers too. So we got a lot of options.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If you want to take a second real quick and pull up the March online, we'll go through our top 5 real quick.
Yep, got it right here. Is that showing up?
Number 5, Adams Isaacs, 95 3/4. I think he fared pretty well in that Bull Shoals event too, as well. I think he had if I remember right, I think he had a top 10 finish in that Bull Shoals as well. And then I just got off my page. That
Richie, 4th went to Richie. Yeah, that's where we broke 100 inches. Was in 4th with 100.5, and then in 3rd place, Dorman. He's always getting up there, 103.25, and Jim Harding with 103.5. There's the H&H Bass Destroyers going 2 and 3. And then no stranger to winning these online events is Brennan Banks with 104.75 inches and a 22.75 inch big bass.
It's pretty cool. Looking at these numbers, out of those top 5 guys, there's 18 20-inch plus fish. And I mean, I think some of these guys are fishing the same water, but I think some of these guys are on completely different bodies of water as well.
Yeah, they come from all over. I think this fish here, though, this tail, I think I've seen that before. I think this fish has been caught several times throughout the years. We need to give it a name. Notch tail.
Well, congrats to those guys, and congrats to Brennan for taking home that paycheck. Did he go home with big bass as well? It looks like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Big bass was 22.75.
Not a bad little payday for an online event.
No, and with the entry fee adjustments this year, the onlines pay out pretty good. First, if we keep up our averages, first place is going to be paying around $700 each month.
Speaking about keeping our averages up, for the April online, we've got another 72 guys signed up, which is, to me, that's awesome for an online. It's usually those kind of taper off, but it's cool to seeing that many guys sign up.
Yeah, well, so far we're averaging, 70s for the onlines, and I'm really curious to see what we're going to do at Table Rock. But yeah, once again, the guys are jacking the fish, and the onliners like 318 fish already caught so far. Wow. Dorman, he's already way out there at 106.25.
Good grief! What do you think? You think Dorman's using goldfish, or you think it's cut bait, or what does he got going on?
I think he's living on the water. If you fish from sun up to sundown every day, you're going to have your odds increase significantly. But yeah, it's time on the water. It's really all it is. A lot of these guys that you're seeing at the top of these online leaderboards, they're really anglers that just get out there and spend some time on the water. So it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of work.
Absolutely. It looks like in that 5 spot, Joseph Walters, looks like he had a pretty good day on the water.
Yeah, he looks like they just came out today and caught some good ones and jumped up there to 5th place.
Yeah, you got Mr. Anke sitting in that 4 spot. Yours truly, I'm hoping to call don't tell anybody I'm in that 3 spot right now. They might start catching fish. I'm hoping to call a couple. Lee Donner. I don't know if I've met Lee before. I'm not sure if this is his first year or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He is, looks like he's making a name for himself right off the bat, coming out and catching some big ones. Got a 20 3/4 and a 20.5.
And then Dorman, he's got He's got 3 22-inch plus fish. That's wild, man.
I know. He says he's got them all named. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, yeah, that's a pretty skinny. That's a skinny fish right there too. That looks like it's a spawned out fish. She's done blown out.
That one looks. I don't know. Maybe he rolled it up and stretched it out or something. But yeah, it looks super skinny.
Yep.
Well, that's our April right now. Man, Table Rock is right around the corner, Josh. Just a couple weeks away. Usually, Table Rock's one of our biggest events, man.
Yeah, last year it was our biggest event, and I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing the turnout for Table Rock. Once again, Indian Point Marina has opened up their parking lot and their pavilion area for us, so we'll be there again. So big thanks to them and the Table Rock Chamber of Commerce. So nothing's going to change as far as the venue goes for Table Rock. If you've fished here with us before, we're going to keep staying there. So, man, I'm hearing some stories about some big old fatties being caught on Table Rock right now.
What do you think, Josh? You think we're going to hit it just right and they're going to be spawning, or you think? What do you think?
I hope we're not too late. Yeah, we're either going to be. I don't know. I haven't been on the water yet for sure, so I'm just guessing. But we could be hitting it either just right or maybe right after.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's really on that cusp, depending on the weather, what it does in the next week or so. Man, we could. Yeah, it could be.
The overnight lows are up there now. I mean, the morels are popping, the crappie, the white bass are running, spoonbill are running. It's that time of the year. And so and this is when everything goes nuts. So, yeah, Richie says we need more rain. We do need some more rain. We got a good little dose the other day, but still could use some more.
Yeah, it's weird fishing places that aren't completely flooded out this year so far.
Yeah, so far, like everything's been kind of normal. That's strange, isn't it? Kind of forgot what normal was.
Well, I am looking forward to Table Rock as well. It's always a good turnout for everyone to come out there and show up and represent. Josh, let's talk about the All-American real quick. You guys just went down to Lake Ouachita, and MoYak dominated that event.
Man, it was crazy watching the leaderboard throughout the day. We had so many guys from Missouri in the top 10 throughout, the beginning of the tournament all the way to the end. And yep, MoYak showed up. I mean, let's see if I can pull this up here.
Looks like our top 5, 3 of them are MoYakers, and then number 4 was Arkansas and Andy Moore from Nebraska.
Yep.
Just a great turnout, man. Great numbers. What was everyone's response? At the weigh-in and all that.
Well, for the most part, everything went pretty smooth. We had guys from 10 different states. A lot of different clubs were represented there. So for that fact, I thought everything went really great. Everyone submitted great photos. You can see Lance. That's what I mentioned earlier. Lance got his first win here on Lake Ouachita with 85 3/4. And Brian Hillman and Mike Keeper, second and third. But if you go down to, Jeremy Mitchell and Jason Yasnitsky, they were in that conversation all day too. They're in 11 and 12. Richie McMichael, he's right there in 14th. Chad Davison, 16th. John Stickley, Josh Keats, Joe Bailey, Troy Inke. I mean, look at Missouri. Missouri showed up for this tournament. I mean, we did better than the Arkansas guys. I don't know. I'm really surprised and proud, man. They did an awesome job. So congratulations to everybody in the All-American. The next stop's going to be at Lake of the Ozarks, and that's going to be in conjunction with the MoYak tournament. So if guys want to fish both these events, you can do that. You don't have to be an All-American member to fish in this tournament, and it's going to be a big payout. So if you want to double down, if you think you're going to do good at Lake of the Ozarks, enter in both these tournaments at once. The awards are going to be at the same place. So
how many guys coming to the All American do you think will show up and sign up for our event as well?
That's a possibility too. It happens every year whenever we host an event. In the past we've hosted KBF trails, and that's usually the case. It'll pump up our trail numbers as well for MoYak a little bit.
It'd be fun to have some of those guys in our event and fish with us as well.
Yep, should be a good turnout.
Well, we've talked about just about every trail we have, and then the river series. May 15th, still a little ways out, but that's coming up quick. I know guys are excited about that, especially those guys that started out fishing on the rivers.
I'm looking forward to it too. I'm going to try and fish every one of these myself. So I want to get back on the river too. I'm itching to get back out there. So I like the way it's spread out. It's even going to, challenge everybody to get on some new waters. And we kick it off in May, in the central region, which is from Highway 65 to Highway 63. So there's a lot of water in there. Lake Niangua is off limits, and Lake Springfield is off limits. Other than that, if you're concerned about whether or not the water you're fishing is prohibited or not, just give me a shout out. And the point of this whole thing is to take a float trip, a day-long float trip, preferably with a buddy, and keep track of how many fish you catch. That's the whole point of the river series. So that's why some of the lakes are not allowed.
Yeah, it definitely should be a good time, and I think it's really good for those guys that are just starting out as well, because a lot of the guys, they're familiar with the rivers in their area, and it'll be good for them to get out and fish in these events.
Yeah, and a lot of guys are a lot more comfortable being on a creek or a river than they are in a lake.
Absolutely. Where is the All-American headed next? Is it Lake of the Ozarks? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Lake of the Ozarks for the All-American. And then for MoYak, we're heading to Table Rock. So a couple big tournaments coming up in the next month, less than a month.
Josh, who do you think we're going to get on here to talk about Table Rock with us?
Working on that. We always try to get an expert guide or someone who really knows the lake really well, or even maybe a previous champion on here. But next week we'll come out with a breakdown of Table Rock Lake. We'll go over access points, core launches, ramp fees. We'll try and give everybody the information they need to be successful for Table Rock. So that'll be a fun one. We'll get started working on that.
Man, Josh, what else you got for us, man? What else you want to talk about tonight?
I imagine everybody's pretty busy right now getting their gardens planted, and it's like I think everyone's planting right now. So it's been pretty quiet on social media, but the water is warming up quick and people are really starting to catch some fish. So winter's behind us. We're finally in full swing of things. And so
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to some warmer weather and some nice warm days and some long days on the water.
Yeah, I'm ready to make that transition from boots to sandals. I'm ready to switch and start wearing some shorts again. I think it's time.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thanks for joining us, and glad you guys jumped on the live feed with us, and appreciate it. And Josh, man, it's good seeing you as usual. Appreciate you being on here with you, man.
Thanks. Yep. And we just did a quick little recap of things. And like I said, next week we're going to come out with the Table Rock lowdown, everything you need to know. And we'll go ahead and we'll do it live again too, so that people can comment, ask questions, and be involved in the process. So I think that's a little better.
Yeah, it's really good to be able to interact with the guys and see what they're saying and what they're thinking.
Yep, absolutely. So have a good one, everybody, and we will see you next week.
See you guys.